Hello guys, we're going to present the past tense for A2 level. Our content will cover past simple, past perfect continuous, and past continuous. And this is our team. Nadia Meza with past simple, Noemi Benitez the past perfect, Mayra Cortessi past perfect continuous, and finally Isabel Cazuriaga with the past continuous. This is the past simple. We use the past simple to talk about actions in the past which have started and finished at a specific time in the past. For the structure, in affirmative sentences, we combine the subject plus the verb to be plus the principal verb. She was a teacher. Or the subject plus the principal verb in the past form. He learned the lesson. Here are more examples. For affirmative form, with the present we use the verb to be in the present form. For example, I am happy and we are calm. However, for the past, we change it for was and were. For example, I was sad, we were stressed. The structure for the negative sentences. We add not after the verb to be or between the verb to be and the principal verb. In this case, she was not a student. And here we have more examples. For the present, we use the verb to be plus not. For example, I am not happy. We are not calm. However, in the past we change it and we use was not or were not. I was not sad. We were not stressed. Verbs in the past form. Form the past simple with regular verbs, we use the infinitive and add the ending an ed. The form is the same for all persons. For example, walk, walked, want, wanted, learn, learned, show and showed. However, there are some exceptions. For example, for verbs that ends in E, it is only needed to add a D. Believe, believed. Also, when the verb ends in a short vowel plus a consonant, except for the Y or the W, we double the final consonant. For example, stop, stopped. And finally, when the verb ends in a consonant and Y, the Y becomes an E. As dried and dried. And now, how about we practice a little bit? Could you remember something you did last weekend? For example, I remember I was excited to see my best friend. What about you?
Past perfect. We use the past perfect to talk about what happened before a certain point in the past. We also use the past perfect to talk about an action that finished before another action, and to say how long to a point in the past. Also, we use it to talk about unreal things or events in the past. The structure of past perfect is had plus past participle. Here are some examples. When we arrive at the theater, the play had started already. The wedding had ended by the time the best man arrived. By the time she graduated, she had been for 8 years in Paraguay. If I had known your birthday, I would have called you. How to use the past perfect. Here you will find a timeline that indicates the usage of past perfect. In the first part, you'll see that the play started at 9 p.m. In the second part, it says that we arrived at 9:30 p.m. That means that past perfect must be used in this situation in order to indicate that an action had ended before another action.
Past perfect continuous. Structure: had plus been plus present participle. We use the past perfect continuous tense to show that an action that started in the past continued up until another time in the past. To be more specific, the past perfect continuous indicates something that began in the past, continued in the past, and also ended at a defined point in the past. It is related to the present perfect continuous tense, but the difference is that the duration doesn't continue until now. It stops before something else in the past. Examples: affirmative form. Nadia had been walking 5 miles a day before she broke her leg. Question form. Had you been working at the company for 5 years when you got the promotion? Negative form. She had not been sleeping well when college started.
And I'll be talking about the past continuous. When we talk about a positive sentence or a statement, we use the subject plus was or were plus the ing form. For example, you were studying when she called. Questions are formed by inverting the subject and was or were. Were you studying when she called? To form a negative, we use a subject plus was or were plus not plus the ing form. You were not studying when she called. There are 4 rules for the past continuous. The first one is the interrupted action in the past. So, when a longer action or past continuous is interrupted by another action in the past simple. I was doing something when something happened and interrupted me. While I was writing the email, the computer suddenly went off. The second one is the specific time as an interruption. Just like the first one, but the interruption is a specific time. At this time, I was doing this. Last night at 6 p.m., I was eating dinner. The third rule is called parallel actions. It happens when 2 actions happen at the same time in the past. I was doing something while you were doing something. Were you listening while he was talking? The final one is the atmosphere. Why atmosphere? Because in English we use parallel actions to describe the atmosphere at a past time. When I walked into the office, several people were busily typing, some were talking on the phones, the boss was yelling directions, and customers were waiting to be helped.
And this is all for today. Thank you for listening and see you next time.